Hello, today is Monday, February 15th, and I will be looking at the 46th chapter of the book of Genesis, the continuation of our story of Joseph and Jacob, Israel, his father. They have been reunited, and well, at least Jacob has been notified that his son is still alive, and he is moving him to Egypt. So they're getting out of Canaan, the land of Canaan, and they're moving to Egypt, a region called Goshen. So in the very beginning of this chapter, we have the Elohist voice, very short. The name of God here is Elohim, and it's the Elohist voice. And they are telling us about this vision that Jacob has for his future. Jacob is given a vision, and the vision tells him that Joseph, indeed, his beloved son that he hasn't seen in so long and he thought to be dead, will close his eyes when he dies. That's symbolic of him laying his eyes on his son before he does die. And then he'd mentioned that audibly before about seeing his son before he dies. And so the vision reassures him that God will provide that for him. It's a very good thing. Then it switches over to the priestly voice. And that's evident because we have this genealogy. Again, a plethora of names that we've already heard, names that we already know, and some that we haven't, because it's the 12 tribes of Israel, and it's their children as well. So we have all these people, and the scripture tells us that 70 in all went to Egypt and landed in Goshen. And then the Yahwist voice takes over. The narrative returns. We're done talking about genealogies, and we are into the conversation about settling in Goshen. Settling in Goshen, they arrive there, and father and son are reunited. They get to embrace one another. It is emotional. And then there's this little mention at the very end of the chapter that the animal husbandry, the shepherding and herding of animals that is common to this nomadic people, Abraham, Isaac, Esau, Jacob, Laban, all of them and their family. This is their livelihood. It's abhorrent to the Egyptians somehow, their way of life. And so they not able to live right in Egypt, but in the region somewhere in this place called Goshen, where the Egyptians won't be bothered by them. And so that's a really interesting little take there at the very end. Dad, I got to send you guys out of town because the Egyptians are not too comfortable with what you're doing out here. I bet they're comfortable when they want to have wool socks, but whatever. So that's kind of how that goes. But this reunion, the Yahwist voice, of course, this anthropomorphic picture of God, and also very human elements to the relationships between father and son and generations. The priestly voice, make sure that we know what the names are and who belongs to whom. And the Elohist voice would like to tell us about the expansive things, the supernatural parts. God is right there. God is letting us know that things are good. So that is chapter 46. We will be continuing the 47 tomorrow, and we are on our way to the very end of the book of Genesis, 50 chapters. So we only have a few days left. We will see you tomorrow. God bless.